Hello everybody, I'm Kameli Official. Today we're going to be talking about the 5 things you need to stop doing right now. Let's get into this. First thing I always see artists and people never being consistent with what they're doing. So they'll say, oh, I want to be so-and-so, I want to be a musician, I want to be a carpenter, whatever the heck you want to be. I want to be so-and-so, but you're not consistent. You're not working. You're not really putting in the hours. Yeah, you might make a song every 3, 4, 5, maybe even 6 months. I know people that they haven't made a song in a year, and they do that over and over. They make maybe 2 songs a year thinking they're gonna blow up one day. You can't, because there's no consistency. But you're not really gonna get anywhere if you treat your music like this. If you're never working on it, if you're never trying to create something new, if you're not even challenging yourself. I mean, if I ask you a question right now, if you look at yourself and look at everything that you're doing, do you really feel like you're putting every bit of your energy into it? Do you really feel that way? I mean, a lot of the time the answer is no, because I mean, at the end of the day, a lot of us, we don't really realize the effort we're putting in. We think we're putting in way more than we actually are, but we're not putting anything in. It's terrible. So at the end of the day, you really got to make sure you put in that effort so that way you can actually go to where you need to be. So you have to be very consistent with what you're doing. I used to spend 12 hours a day. Until this day, I spend around 10 to 12 hours a day making music. I work on my craft. I work on audio engineering. That's my passion. That's what I love doing the most. That's been one of my dreams for a very, 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 very long time, to be an audio engineer. So I work 12 hours a day. I work all day. Why? Because I love it, because it's my passion, and because I want to succeed. You have to do the same thing. If you want to be successful, how are you going to be successful if you're not being consistent with what you're doing? If you want other people to believe in you, you gotta believe in yourself. Another thing I always see a lot of people do is you can be a graphics designer, YouTuber, whatever. I'm mainly talking to artists and musicians, singers, vocalists, whatever you name it, right? Now I always see a lot of vocalists grabbing their song, and this goes for anybody, right? They grab their song, they're super happy. They're like, oh my God, I just made a song. Man, I'm the coolest man in the room. Look at me, whatever, blah, 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 you know? And they think, oh man, I'm the greatest. I'm gonna post this right now. That is the downfall of any artist, because you're not building up any hype around a song, any hype around anything you're doing. You could just have a project of graphics designing. I mean, you could have a YouTube video, whatever you're doing. This works for anybody. This isn't just for artists. But at the end of the day, I see people all the time that they grab their song and they're like, oh, I love it, I post it. And they just post it, and they just say, oh, look at my new song I just posted on Instagram. Oh, I'm posting a song tomorrow, or I'm posting a song later today. Like, they build no hype around it. You're not going to build an audience. You're not going to be successful if you do that. This is impossible. This works for anybody. This isn't just for artists. Keep that in mind. Number 3. Now, this one's actually for artists. I always see them posting on SoundCloud. SoundCloud is not bad. You want to be on SoundCloud. SoundCloud's good, but they don't want to pay for the distribution services, like, let's say, DistroKid, or for free options, you have TuneCore. They take around 10% of your earnings. You have United Masters. You have these great options to distribute your music to Spotify, to YouTube, to Apple Music. You have everything at your fingertips nowadays. You have no real excuse at the end of the day. So the problem is that people always post on SoundCloud instead of actually trying to go somewhere else. Let's say they post their song on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, whatever. They're just on one platform. They're nobody. They're nowhere. Why? Because sometimes people don't want to spend the money, because it's it's free, it's convenient. But you got to keep in mind, if you want to be something in this life, you have to invest in yourself, and that's not always money. That's also your time. Keep that in mind. Number 4, this goes for anyone. Low quality audio. I see that all the time, that people don't want to make the investment to get a better microphone, to upgrade their gear, or maybe even upgrade their room and, let's say, add some soundproof walls or the soundproof foam. If you want to fix some of your quality issues, there's things you got to do. You got to invest in yourself. You can't expect your stuff to be great, if you're not putting in the work for it to be great. So that's the problem that I see with a lot of people. You have to do that. If you want to be something, be something. Show that you're something. You can't just be like, oh, well, I want to be this, I want to be that, but you're doing nothing to do it, you can't. You have to have good quality audio in whatever you're doing. If you want people to listen to you and think, man, I like this guy, or whatever, you have to have good videos, you have to have good photos. You can't just be cheap and whatever, because you can't just be cheap, because at the end of the day, being broke is just a mindset. You have to invest in yourself. You have to know when it's time to invest, when it's time to put in that extra step. Because if you want to be anything in this life, you have to invest. That's just it. You want to be a millionaire? How do you think they do it? They invest. You don't just become a millionaire overnight doing nothing. You know, it's just how it is. It's just life, you know? Number 5, get your song mixed and mastered. I always see artists that they just grab their microphone, they grab, let's say, a program like Audacity, they record Audacity, they grab the beat that they got from YouTube or whatever that's free use. They post a beat or a song every few months, every few weeks, whatever, and they just post it on SoundCloud and they get 100 or 200 views, like, oh yeah, I'm the best, but they're nowhere to be seen, they're not making money, and it's because, as I said earlier, they're not consistent. They're posting as soon as it's done. They're only posting to SoundCloud. They have low quality audio, and their stuff is never mixed and mastered. It's terrible. And at the end of the day, you have to invest in yourself. You have to. If you want to be something in this life, you have to invest in yourself. At the end of the day, I see this all the time. I see artists that are like, oh, I'm going to be the next big thing. But what are you doing to be the next big thing? Listen, I'm not saying getting your song mixed and mastered is going to make you immediately successful like this. I'm not here to tell you and scam you. At the end of the day, audio engineering, mixing and mastering gets you one step closer to being successful because you have that quality that people get to hear. Let me give you an analogy. If you see an artist, right? Not a singer, an artist, someone who draws, right? You see a painter. Let's say you have a painter who's been painting for 25 plus years. He paints amazing, right? Beautiful artist. You see his drawing, you're like, wow, that is amazing. Oh my goodness. And it grasps people's attention, right? Now, let's say you have the exact polar opposite. Let's say you have someone who's only been drawing for around 2 years or a year at most, right? Maybe even 6 months. Let's just say a year, right? That person, their quality is not that good, right? Now, when you look at that person, right, who do you think is gonna get the most attention? If you saw a crappy drawing versus a good drawing, which one are you gonna pay attention to? You're gonna pay attention to the good drawing. Why? Because it's captivating. Quality is captivating. That's just it. So listen, I'm not saying mixing and mastering is going to now make you the top 100 artist. You're gonna be on all the billboards. I'm not saying that. That's not true. That's a lie. I wouldn't tell you that. But at the end of the day, if you want to be successful, you have to invest in yourself. And yes, mixing and mastering is getting you one step closer. You can look at some of my songs on my Spotify. I'm not really trying to be a musician per se. I do have songs on my Spotify that have gotten over 22,000 views. So these things that I'm telling you is not just out of nothing. So I'll show you right now on the screen. But as I said, this isn't just for nothing. I'm not just some guy telling you what to do and I don't even know what I'm doing. I'm just some teenager in my room. I'm actually telling you from experience. I would only speak from experience. With that being said, click on the link in the description. It'll take you to my website. You can get an audio engineer today to mix and master your song. And there's also a coupon for first-time customers that gives you $50 off your first purchase. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope this was helpful and useful to you. I only want you guys to be successful. I'm not here to bullcrap you. I'm not here to just sell you something. I'm here to tell you the truth and what I see on a lot of people that they just don't do. I hope you guys have a really good one. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time.